Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children who need to hide from James Ellsworth, this is Wrestlution Retro, and we are here tonight to talk about WCW Nitro taking on Monday Night Raw from the WWF Pre-Attitude. And I am, as always, the mystery host, not joined alongside the historian and the golden champion, but by Loco, Crazy D, the guy who you better watch your back or his psycho clown ass will jump you from behind, Danny, and also joined by Wrestlution President and Treasurer, Mitt. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Watching Impact at the moment.
Trying to get off to eat my drink.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jamie.
Only reason I'm watching it because I'm at my parents' house for the night, so.
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Baster Day.
Ooh, that's my favorite toy. How'd you know?
I have some insider information, mostly Coco.
Damn it, I know it's with duct tape. Anyway.
So we're here tonight to talk about Raw from 1995. This is October 2nd. I wanted to get this equal to the months we're on, but you know we started the show a month away. Thank you, Monster Man.
But I mean, no shit. Wanted to start off and so late, but I mean it's really awesome. On October 2nd, that you have, and I'm just gonna go like this real quick. Monday really not using the brass nuts and talking trash about Monday Night Raw, and they're not even giving a shit about it.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. But this episode of Raw came to you live from the Civic Auditorium, Welsh Auditorium in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Wow. It looked like a bingo hall to me, but I mean, I have no disrespect about a bingo hall, but I mean, that place, when the pyro went off, it just lingered in there. You saw that, right?
Yes, I did.
Man, and I mean, talk about, they're using the same people over and over, but yet they were still entertaining. I mean, the very first match, and I could be wrong, I don't look at the little dark matches, but you had the Mr. 1-2-3 Kid versus Mr. Bad Guy himself, Razor Ramon, and they were entertaining the crowd. And how many matches did they go? 3? 4? The Kid did not give up. And they kept going back and forth. It was more entertaining than what you have on 2018.
Hey, yeah, we're going to be... Yes, Jamie, when we get to it, we are actually going to be talking ECW as well. If that's what you want to see, we can actually talk all 3 of the Monday Night War shows if you want.
Ooh, man, Jamie's a good man. I love ECW. That is the shit right there. ECW.
He says 1-2-3 Kid. I was listening to the X-Pac podcast before this.
Man, that guy's a beast, Mr. 1-2-3 Kid.
Mitt, I'll let you take over with Jamie for a little bit. But yeah, what did you think of the match? What did you think of the match? I mean, was that it? I mean, because we know who won.
We know who won. But what really got me about that match was the fact you had the realest guy, I can't think of his name, what do they call him?
Razor
on that Monday,
Ramon.
No, not him. I'm talking about the heavyweight champion before, when he was in WCW, who went to ECW and then surprisingly was on Monday Night Raw. Shane Douglas.
The franchise.
The franchise. The man who basically was the man in the 90s.
Oh, God.
But I 2-3 Kid had a bunch of heart and did not want to give up. So for him, I think he was awesome.
Yeah, Dean Douglas.
After the match, I just thought it was a complete joke when Lawler tried to. Oh wait, was it that same match? No, that was something else.
All right, so Danny, you ready to move on to Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Barry Horowitz?
Oh man, that was the most funniest match I saw.
Did you see that pedigree that Triple H hit or Hunter hit?
You mean the lame pedigree?
No, the one where he lifts you up, kind of like the Styles Clash, and then just slams you full body down.
Mhm.
I love that pedigree. I love the pre-pedigree.
I like that character a whole lot better, and I thought it was so weird how Hunter Hearst Helmsley can be compared to Bobby Roode of nowadays.
No joke, man.
But Bobby Roode's character for that is watered down.
So who won this match? Bobby Roode, Bobby Roode's template, or the known jobber Barry Horowitz?
Well, Mr. Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley actually pulled off the win. It was so hilarious. It looked like he was actually going to lose. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let's continue. There was another match.
PG-13, Wolfie D, and what the fuck was his name? Let me pull it back up. JC Joe.
Now, was this
JC Ice.
Monday Nitro's pre-version of Public Enemy?
I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude.
Dude, these look like, what's the guy's name? Jay and Silent Bob? Retarded cousins are now selling dope. That's how they look like. They look like two Jays about to sell you some bad weed. They're like, hey man, we're from the hood. We're from the hood. And then you have the King and Vince McMahon say, oh man, don't mess with them. They're from the hood. What? These two white boys?
JC Ice.
I'm not the only one that heard that, right? Listen, don't mess with them. They're from the hood. What? You on crack, man? But they actually pick up a picture. It's like, these are the
JC Ice is Bill Dundee's son.
Oh my god. But they're like the anorexic Public Enemy.
And then you had Al Brown and Sonny Rogers as their opponents.
It's like, I have to go to the restroom. It's a bathroom for me.
And I like
again.
all I know about Sonny Rogers was he was known as the lifeguard.
I'll save you. No, I'll drown. I'll drown. I'm good.
So, yeah, this was a squash match. This was a squash match.
It was a squash match, but it was still more entertaining than any tag team we have now.
Yeah, you had like they're from the hood. You don't want to mess with them.
I would have PG-13, then have the B team.
You know what? I am not going to disagree with you. I'd rather have PG-13 than the colognes, the colonoscopies.
Colons or the PG-13. Alright, PG-13, we're going to give you a shot. Come on, dust off your boots. Let's go.
Yeah, they were in the Nation of Domination. I was going to actually mention that when we were done. They were actually in the original Nation of Domination.
The two whitest people on the planet on the Nation of Domination. They're from the hood.
They're from the hood. All right, who won this match?
PG-13.
See, that's why you don't want to mess with them. They're from the hood.
They're from the hood. We don't want to mess with them. So moving along, we had the next match was,
Color Grease.
and that was the main event, right?
Yeah, this is the main event. There's only 4 matches, 1 hour.
Main event, and it was a good main event caliber. But I didn't get the name who Bret Hart was facing
Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
because the French guy. It was weird because you could say that name over 15 times, and I'm still going to say, why the hell is Bret Hart going against Mankind's cousin?
Are you kidding me?
Remind me of
Are you
that
kidding me?
guy.
The guy he fought was in WCW, ECW, and TNA at one point.
Yes, but the whole way he dressed and looked, I thought I saw Mankind's cousin trying to be another Mankind. A tougher Mankind, so to speak.
Apparently, you laugh like the Pillsbury Doughboy, Danny.
Who, me?
That's what Jamie said.
Woo! You want your biscuits now or later? I got some brewing there.
I want your muffins.
Well, you don't have enough money for that. It's going to cost you a lot. Anyway, we're moving along. It was such a good match. You actually did not want to see one person win and lose. And for a main event caliber, I thought it was awesome. Caliber.
How would you compare this to the main event for Monday Night Raw?
Well, if Monday Night Raw 2018 had to be compared to anything, I would have to say the main event on Monday Night 2K18 is Teen Moms, the beauty pageant used. I mean, there's no comparison. 2018 right now is full of shit.
So you're saying 2005's main event was a lot better than what we saw Monday night?
No, I'm saying 1995. It's a lot better than 2005.
That's what I meant. You're saying that this Raw that we're covering now was better than the one we got to cover Monday.
Yeah, I mean, they actually had good matches. And the whole storyline afterwards went seamlessly, even when you try to see, well, Bret Hart wins. And then you have the King who's losing his mind, the fact that Bret Hart won. It's like, why? He's like, what? And then it builds into the King actually taking his shirt off. It's like, man, you need to put your shirt back on. I don't give a damn how old you are. Just put your shirt back on. And then he wants to fight with the competitor. Name one commentator that you would like to see fight a superstar.
JBL, Booker T.
I mean, right now.
Booker T.
Renee Young, Corey Graves.
Booker T.
Booker T is probably the only one that makes sense. Corey Graves is too injured and broken. Renee Young was tried upon with men hitting women. But I'm sure Renee Young could probably knock out Corey Graves.
Boo, but Mae Young could probably knock out half of the WWE roster. Bitch, probably a bad bitch backstage.
Man, Mae Young could probably
Mae Young, we're not.
Bronco bust a whole lot of people. I mean, Bronco bust a whole bunch of people in the background, and then they just walk away. God damn it, I don't want to smell tuna tonight. Whew. Anyway, and then you have the dentist come out and smack Bret Hart around. And it was like, wow.
Isaac Yankums, DDS Isaac Yankums.
Mm-hmm. What really got me, they had two ending promos. There's a lot better promos than what you got today. That's what ended off the show. You had two amazing
He botched.
promos. But it was hilarious. I'm sorry. It was so hilarious. You had these two rockers and one emo kid in the background talking about how he was so evil and dark, and I thought it was so hilarious because he reminded like the kids from next door.
K&D.
Diesel and Shawn Michaels. Huh?
Yeah, you had K&D back there, man.
K&D?
Yeah, kids next door.
Yeah. Michaels and Diesel, and then the whole emo kid in the background with the Undertaker. And I swear to God, it would be hilarious. I'm going to do. It's like, wow. It was like so emo. You saw it, right?
I did not see the promo. I actually cut it off before the promo.
He was so. It wasn't even like a dark Undertaker. It was like an emo Undertaker. But I'm still going to watch next week's Monday Night Raw, and I'm probably going to enjoy that a lot better than next week's Raw. Yeah, and you can't argue that Yokozuna, the British Bulldog, and Owen Hart are not a damn good tag team.
Yeah, and you had Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Diesel. And in the next week's show only has 2 matches. It also has Fatu versus Skip, and that's, for those of you that don't know, that's Rikishi versus Chris Candido.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a great show, and I can't wait to cover it.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree, Jamie.
And I enjoy how Owen Hart, Yokozuna, and British Bulldog ended their promo. My favorite was Yokozuna. Banzai!
Alright, so are you ready to cover Nitro now, Danny?
Oh, I'm ready when you are. Come on, guys. Nick, you want to jump in and start talking about Monday night?
First match, I'm going to let you two discuss this one because it's a dark match. We had Brian Pillman taking on Disco Inferno in a dark match.
Oh, man. Disco Diva!
And you had the amazing...
Disco Fever. Disco Fever.
Let's go, Glenn Gilberti! Versus the Brian Pillman, the Flying Psycho.
Flying Brian Pillman. Wow.
Rest in peace.
Man, he was...
I'm
awesome.
in your house. I remember that promo. I'm in your house. And it was talking about being in your house. I love Brian Pillman, man. I do. I love Brian Pillman.
So, it's a dark match.
So it wasn't on the TV, so you didn't see it, Danny. Mitt, do you have anything you want to say after Danny? Disco overrated.
I mean, I remember his very first victory when he won his very first match on WCW Saturday Night. So.
Which one? The Psycho or the Dancing Stooge?
The Dancing Stooge.
He was such an overhyped goddamn jobber. He really was.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, man.
But a damn good overhyped job at that.
Well, he was entertaining as fuck, and he wasn't bad in the ring. He wasn't. He's just overhyped and like Jamie said, he was overrated. Jamie, did you have anything you
I
want to
agree
throw?
with Jamie. He was very overrated, but he was very, what's the word? Over.
Yeah, Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger is great. And I just wanted to know if you had anything you want to add to that about this, like the contest. Danny, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm sorry, I've done that twice. I just want to get Jamie's input, because this match should have been on the main card. It really should have been.
It should. Because it was Jushin Liger, and they were, actually, was that the dark match they showed, or was that the one they done a week before?
This was a match. This is a match they had actually on Nitro later. They haven't had it yet.
Okay, because no, they actually showed a clip of Jushin Liger. How do you say his name? Liger?
Jushin Thunder Liger, or Juicy Thunder Diaper.
Thunder Diaper. Thunder Diaper was just looks like a blitz scene, and then you see, no, that was actually Eddie Guerrero that they showed doing the frog splash and getting the pin.
Latino Heat.
Man, I'm not going to jump because what was the first match of, not the dark match, but the first match?
We'll get into that in a minute. So, you wanting to move on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he really wasn't, man. He really wasn't. All right, we're gonna get into the first match. This next dark match is Ming and Shark versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Renegade.
Oh man, the two. Well, there's a lot of legends in that match, but my favorite is the Ming because he was so vicious and technical in that ring, and when he got in the ring, it was so amazing for him to watch.
I agree with Danny, especially when he was tagging with Barbarian at the time.
Oh yeah, those were some evil tag team right there.
So basically, this is what the match was. The Renegade was an Ultimate Warrior wannabe. So you literally had Hacksaw Jim Duggan, an Ultimate Warrior mock character, versus Earthquake and DDP. Yeah, I know.
It was so weird because DDP had some messed up gimmicks before he actually became Diamond Dallas Page.
I know.
He also, at one point, he was like the rip-off of Jimmy Hart.
Ugh. Oh, excuse me, I clicked the wrong one. It's actually, Tonga, basically Haku. It was Haku and, Tamba Tonga's father.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was Haku and Earthquake versus Jim Duggan and Renegade, the Ultimate Warrior clone.
Right. Hey, Nick, did you get my curry order?
The what?
So anyways, we're deviating here. Haku won this match, or Haku aka Ming and Earthquake aka Shark won this match. Hey-oh. Okay, the next match was for the television championship. It was Diamond Dallas Page versus Alex Wright, another dark match.
Man, I mean, why would you have this in a dark match? Because they probably had not enough airtime. You know what I'm saying?
This match should have been on the main card. DDP and Alex Wright in a freaking dark match, man, for the TV title again. This is the problem with WCW. They had a lot of their title matches on the damn fucking dark matches, and they weren't on the fucking shows.
And a good title at that. I mean, a lot of good people actually had the TV title.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hated the Berlin character too. But you didn't see the match. DDP ended up winning the match pre-Diamond Cutter.
Man, Kimberly was sexy as hell. I mean, I actually broke a wrist because of her. I'm not the only one, right?
Alright, y'all ready to get into the main card?
Yep.
We had Lex Luger versus Macho Man Randy Savage in an if Luger loses, he must leave WCW match.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yep, this was the first match, my friend.
And that was pretty awesome match. It was going back and forth, and you were like, go Macho Man, or go Lex. Go Macho Man, go Lex. Before, the whole crowd used to go, now I was like rooting for the people in the background. Everyone was just shocked and didn't know what the hell is going to happen.
You know what, Jamie? When it comes to Lex Luger, I'm not even disagreeing with you. I can't. He was overrated.
So would you call called Lex, if he was the same Lex from then, now, an overrated jobber?
Yes.
Okay.
If
I want to make sure.
If I was going to compare Lex Luger to anybody in WWE now, I would definitely have to compare him. I would have to compare him to whatever the hell they're doing with Sanity right now. No, you know what? Mojo Rawley.
Yeah. Because he has the strength and the ability to be a big star, but he's just a hype man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was pushed too hard, and he never developed into it, a natural star. He was just pushed as a big name.
Right. Just because this guy was one of the first people to pick up Yokozuna and slam him. That's all Lex is basically known for.
They tried to force feed us Lex Luger. Remember the big titled blonde that was later accompanied Savage? Yeah, the big titted blonde. Yes, I remember her.
You mean the big titty blonde that Savage and Lex fought over?
Yeah. Wasn't that Miss Elizabeth?
Yes, rest in peace. Oh, gosh.
Supposedly Lex Luger killed her. But if it makes you feel any better, or had a hand in her death, but if it makes you feel any better, Jamie, Lex Luger will probably never be getting the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's already used up and thrown out.
I got Corporal Tunnel over her, gorgeous George.
You say carpet tunnel?
Yes, that's what he said. So Danny, what happened as a result of this match? Was there anything else notable?
Well, I mean, it was going great, and we were looking for a winner. However, the big, stupid, lucky...
Hang on. You're not going to give the results, are you, yet? Because Mitt actually can talk about this match.
Well, then go ahead. I mean, I'll let you do the results. I'll listen. Go ahead.
Danny's line earlier made me bring up that line.
Yeah. I didn't know I had a call for tunnel, but that's how to play.
Hey, Mitt, do you want to talk about Lex Luger versus Savage?
I would have to get back to remember what went on, but I remember it was a pretty decent match.
It was a good slugfest. It was a good back and forth. These two did some good in-ring work. The line about Kimberly.
You know the results?
I do, but I'm gonna let you announce it, Danny.
All right. So, big, hairy, lumpy, lurch, ugly guy from I forget what group they were in.
The Lex Express? I don't fucking know.
What they call? No.
American Males, I think. No, that was Bagwell.
Wasn't there a lady that came out and started beating someone? No, that was before.
I don't remember what group it was.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I remember the big, ugly giant sticking his nose in this match. And the ref was out for some odd reason.
Oh, the Dungeon of Doom. The Dungeon of Doom.
The Dungeon of Doom come out. But before that, it was just the giant knocking out Savage and laying him out.
Whoa, it's a big slow.
And it's like...
Paul White, yes,
right,
the giant.
The Paul White. And because of Paul White, Lex twins.
Dude. Alright, so our next match was actually quite a bit, more. The next match was damn good. Me and Isaac said this should have been on the card before this. Speaking of the American Males, they're also on the card. We will talk about that. The next match was Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko.
Mexican Matador. But before we can see the Mexican Matador, we had Mr. Disco Fever trying to interrupt their time. And Eddie was pissed. You saw his face. That Eddie was pissed off that Mr. Inferno tried to interrupt his time.
Yeah, he showed us the Latino heat.
Mm-hmm.
American fails, they really were.
Yes.
Yeah, come 96, we're going to start talking about ECW too.
Alright. So, Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko, their match was okay. I mean, they were doing jumps, they were doing this, they were doing that, but it was like,
It was a cruiserweight match from the 90s, basically.
It was basically a cruiserweight match. So.
But it wasn't anything that you would compare to 205 or like the 2000s. Or the X Division.
No.
Or Lucha Underground.
Oh, no. Oh, Lucha Underground. It didn't have that yet. Eddie didn't have that He was still building up to be Eddie Guerrero. And I'm enjoying the ride that we're going to continue to see with all his matches coming up.
5, he hit the frog splash, 1, 2, 3. Eddie Guerrero won. What?
But he didn't hit the frog splash to get the win.
I know. We don't see that yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but he did that with Lucha Diaper. And got the win. They showed that little bit, Lucas, whatever, and he got that frog splash. But with Dean Malenko, he used a roll-up and got the 1, 2, 3, and then right after the match, Malenko was pissed. He's like, you know what? You owe me a rematch, and we're going to do this again. And if I'm not mistaken, that Halloween Havoc is where they have a rematch.
Yep. We're going to get a rematch out of that. And do you have anything else you want to throw at this, Danny, before we get to the third match?
No. Oh, not that, but I should have said this earlier. Mongo Michaels was hilarious with this little dog, his little dog with the pop-out eyes.
No, and no, we're not mentioning Hulk Hogan here. We're not mentioning Hogan. And yes, I remember Dean chasing Lita in WWF. We will get to that.
Alright, let's continue.
Alright, the next match was the American Males, or as Jamie calls them, the American Fails, versus the Nasty Boys. No, I didn't. I'll do it. I got it. Go ahead, Danny.
That match probably slipped me because I don't remember seeing that, but they were probably just garbage, basically, I'm guessing. American Fails. Nick, you remember that match?
Yeah, I do.
Can you talk about it?
I only remember Bob Barger was teaming up with the Patriots at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the Patriots was more over than Bob Barger at the time was. But
anything to go with a tag team match? Was the Nasty doing something at all?
Yeah, the Nasty Boys was pretty good back then too.
Yeah, back in 95, they were a big deal. It was the Nasty Boys and the American Fails. Buff Bagwell, Marcus Bagwell was on that team.
Oh, his brother.
No, that's Buff Bagwell, but he was Marcus Bagwell. He was tagging with Scotty Riggs. They eventually joined the NWO. Yes.
Which I think Scotty didn't last that long.
You don't see the blue, or you can't see that far at night?
Marcus Bagwell was his name before he was Buff Bagwell.
No,
Yeah.
no, I remember that, but he was very slim. He was almost the same body type as AJ Styles. He wasn't that buff at the time.
Yeah, he did eventually join the flock, but I wasn't going to talk about that yet. We get to that like later.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so you know how was the match, Danny?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't remember that because I don't think they showed that.
They did. It ended in a no contest for the WCW World Tag Team titles. Hogan was on the
But
show.
I do remember the Nasty Boys coming in later, but that's not the point.
Yeah. You want to get to the main event so we can start breaking it down, final thoughts out of here?
Yep.
The main event was Ric Flair versus Arn Anderson. Woo!
I go first here.
Oh, wait, that's why there was something about, that's when that little old lady started beating on someone, right? That was the Nasty Boys versus America thing. That's when the whole freaking Doom. Okay, now I remember what that was. It was just them coming out and slaughtering the whole damn ring.
That's cool.
Anyway, we'll move on to the main event.
Yeah, we'll talk about him at a later date, because, like, that's, like, the flock is, like, way later for Scotty Riggs. Go ahead, Mitt, you wanted to talk about Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Yes, I do. Actually, we all know those two are real life best friend in the reality. The thing I was upset was about how they use on Anderson is that he never fought Flair for the world title.
No, he didn't.
You know,
He was screwing Ric Flair out of the world title.
exactly. And I'm like, why does this man never had a title won? You know, that could have been a better feud than, you know, your Sting and Vader, your Hogan and whoever.
Because Hogan wouldn't take the backstage politics off the title.
And that was the ugly truth about it. He really handpicked all his opponents.
I mean, for God's sakes, he actually fought IRS when he was there. His last world title defense in WCW on Nitro was against Erwin R. Scheister's freaking one-shot gimmick in WCW. This is the same man that fought. This is the same man that fought Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania, and you're saying that he's going to fight Erwin R. Scheister? Yeah, no, that's never going to be a win. But go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Mitt.
You know, I had a high expectation with that feud, but he should have done better.
Yeah. By the way, Jamie, Arn Anderson was good. That's what Mitt's saying. He was good.
If it wasn't for Arn Anderson, wouldn't be Triple H doing the Spine Buster.
Yeah, because Jim Ross used to say it all the time. Triple H hits the Arn Anderson like spine buster. Bobby Roode does that spine buster. It's called the Double R Spine Buster.
But that's what I had to say about that.
Danny?
That match was pretty good. I liked how they were building up to something because it was amazing how you can do a 10, 15, 20 minutes.
He really does, Jamie. Go ahead, Danny.
And have a real good story.
They're best friends. Of course, they were going to tell us a good story in the ring. This was a very Japan-like match, like an AJPW style. They told a good in-ring story.
Especially, I'm not going to give it away. Or do you want me to?
Me too. I hope they go back to Japan and join the Tongans, to be honest. No, go ahead, Danny. You can give the results away.
Okay, so we're looking for a winner, but yet, out of the blue, flying Brian Pillman comes out and gets Arn Anderson disqualified and helps stop the living heck out of Nature Boy. And I was just sitting there bawling laughing. I thought it was hilarious. And out of that, they come up and they're going to have a tag team, and I'm looking for that match for next week.
It'll be a good one. And who will Ric Flair team with?
That I don't remember. I just remember him getting kicked in his teeth. Did you catch who he's going to team up with next week?
Actually, he won't. He'll be facing Arn Anderson in a steel cage.
Oh, that's right. But that would have been an awesome tag team. I'm guessing they're putting the cage up so they can keep out Brian Pillman?
Yes.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Mitch?
No.
No? Even though they ended it off with Hogan being strangled and beaten? You're eat your vitamins, take your medicine kind of guy?
He has nothing.
He has nothing. All right. Anything from the people? Do they have any thoughts they want to talk about this Nitro?
I hate to cut it short, but I have to go.
All right, Mitt. We're gonna break it down and
Okay.
get out of here too. All right. Take care, Mitt. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Mitch.
Alrighty, Danny. So, Danny, out of the two shows, I mean, you watched them both. Out of the two shows, and just overall feedback, what did you think of? Who do you think had a stronger show here? We're not really counting the dark matches into this conversation.
Mm-hmm. On that week, I believe Monday Night Raw actually took the win for that week.
Who did?
Monday Night Raw.
Okay, how?
How? Because I enjoyed Monday Night Raw better and actually retained more information of Monday Night Raw.
I feel like Monday Night Raw was more serious. I mean, the Nasty Boys versus the American Males, it was the only comedy thing, and there was more like character work in there, but it was just like, who cares? I mean, it wasn't like
right.
it wasn't like, you know, the Nasty Boys and the Giant and all of them weren't cool, but it's like, who cares? The Dungeon of Doom was ridiculous. Should have never existed. It should have never existed. Just remember that Hulk Hogan psychedelic trip to the Dungeon of Doom. That says it all in one shot. The only
and the Taskmaster's eyebrows looks like a transvestite putting makeup on.
He really does. So you're gonna give it to Raw. You're gonna give it to Raw because they had more. They did what WWF was good for in the Attitude Era, which is this is pre-Attitude Era, of just putting on. You enjoyed the comical characters.
I enjoyed it. It was more not interactive, but it caught my attention for my ADD stuff.
Yeah, Nitro was always a more serious show, but I'm not gonna lie, Nitro had some better quality matches, and it had better. I mean, even though like I said, like the result, it had a whole bunch of hokey results. The last two matches ended with hokey finishes, but you know, it had some better in-ring work. Hey, Tori, welcome to the show. So yeah, you're gonna go with Raw. I'm gonna have to go with Raw this week too, which Nitro's been having a more solid product.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Nitro is going to be coming with hard-hitting episodes, and that's just to come. I mean, when they go to Halloween Havoc, I'm not going to jump too far away, but
Halloween Havoc is a gimmicky thing, is what it is.
It is, but it was like enjoyable.
And it's down the road. Raw's got a lot to put forward for this. But
I remember that one.
This episode, Raw, was more memorable. Raw had a better, solid show, and that's very. In these days, Nitro was this was like the 5th episode of Nitro. So, and Raw was like on episode 128, 129. So, you know, Raw had been around longer, but we're talking about just comparing the two versus each other when Nitro started. Nitro was actually usually the stronger show, but I'm not gonna lie. This Nitro with all the hokey finishes, I mean, Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko was on the main card, but it wasn't nearly as good as it would become. And I'm sick and tired of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson not having a finish.
Yeah, I mean that's not enjoyable.
And the tag.
I mean, if I had to give it to like the person of the night, I'm sorry.
And all the damn and the hokey tag team finishes, just all the hokey interferences, all the hokey finishes, even the match before, even the Eddie Guerrero Dean Malenko match. Every damn match had a hot damn interference or something. Well, no, Eddie Guerrero didn't. That was the only one that didn't.
It was a quick match. It was like grab the popcorn. Oh, what the heck? They're done.
Yeah, it wasn't Eddie Guerrero Dean Malenko that we know.
Right.
It was just like it was a hiccup. Every match, all the 3 out of 4 matches, like the Brian Pillman or the Lex Luger and Macho Man match was like, oh look, here's interference. Hey, you know what? The Nasty Boys versus the American Males, interference. Arn Anderson versus Ric Flair. Hey, look, there's Brian Pillman. You know.
I mean, and it was thrown out because he was like, oh look, there's a little old lady coming in and beating someone with a cane. And it's like, a little old lady? Do you need your eyes checked? We all know that's a guy in a dress.
Yeah.
It's like,
God damn, if that's an old lady, she's jacked and she's jacked.
I mean, I can understand by the face paint, the Taskmaster does look like a woman, but I mean, damn, that woman looked like she could play for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. So yeah. Nitro won this one. Raw won this one. They had a much better product. Even though their show wasn't serious, it's just the promos and the comedical thing. That's what made the Attitude Era. So, and this is pre-Attitude Era. This is like the Dark Age years, as they call them. It was good, though. It was good. I'm not going to take it away. So, Danny, what's your final thoughts on this week in wrestling?
My final thoughts is I'm going to enjoy this ride of the Monday Night Wars, and when we get to 96, I'm really going to enjoy the trash mouth, in your face ECW. And for the guy of the night on this show for Nitro and Raw, I'm going to have to give it to 1, 2, 3 Kid, because he really had a whole lot of heart, and he really showed that he wasn't going to give up. He
already had his famous win over Razor Ramon, so this is a good ongoing.
Oh yeah, he had 2 famous wins over Razor Ramon. That ain't the point, but he's like, no. You're not going to walk over with the L. Walk over with a W. Come on, I'm gonna fight you again. And
Jamie says that Nitro wasn't worse than the Lashley sisters. Give me the Pillsbury laugh.
Yeah.
He wants the Pillsbury laugh for your final thought.
I don't know if that's a laugh or not, but I mean, the Taskmaster looked like the Lashley sisters.
And Tori says the historian will make his return. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Also, yeah, Danny. My final thoughts were, I'm looking forward to this. I love it. I love the show. I love this show. I really loved having you, man. I really enjoyed your breakdown.
Thank you for having me.
That's no problem. You're the MVP tonight, man. You really are. Plus you laugh like the Pillsbury Doughboy, apparently. So, you're entertaining as fuck. But on that note, my final thoughts were, like I said, Raw was great. Undertaker, Owen Hart, Yokozuna, and British Bulldog are intertwining in a feud with freaking our Undertaker, Diesel, and Shawn Michaels. That's the top of the card, man. That's just great.
It is.
Happy Thanksgiving,
and
Jamie.
it's like Canada / Japan. And then we have the kids next door with the emo kids.
Yeah, it was good, man. That's my final thoughts. Other than that, we're going to get up on out of here. So thank you all for listening. Tune in next week as the historian and the Hive Father, the Golden Warrior, return to the show. If that psycho clown doesn't take him out somewhere backstage before we start. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you're listening to this live or tonight, if you're not listening to it, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go ahead and end this. Have a good one now. Thank you for tuning in.